How's it going, guys? It's Marcus. Aquamarine. She's a sarcastic little devil, but I can't help but love her at the same time. She's a likable dick, if you will. Aquamarine is one of the newest gems to have been shown in the Steven Universe series. She's part of Blue Diamond's court, and she's a very small blue gem and has the ability to fly just like Lapis, but don't let her appearance fool you. She is much stronger than she looks. But just how strong is Aquamarine when it comes to the other gems we've seen so far, including the diamonds? Well, I'm going to break this down as best as I can. For starters, we have Aquamarine's weapon, which is her hair tie / wand-like device. This weapon alone is one of the most OP things we've seen in the series so far. Her weapon has a similar effect as Syndrome's remote from The Incredibles, and to the Renegon from Naruto's powers of Shinra Tensei and Bansho Tenin. It can completely stop an enemy's tracks whether the opponent is walking on the ground or in midair from flying or leaping towards Aquamarine. Then once she suspends said target or targets, she can use the wand to fling the enemy in any direction she chooses. When she first used her wand, she sent Steven flying into a tree at pretty high speed. His injury from that attack was serious enough to the point where he passed out at the end of the episode saying,
"No, you can't take them,"
referring to his friends who were inside Topaz's body. And the second time she used her wand, she sent Pearl flying into the sky so high that she went out of vision in the clouds. It seemed like Aquamarine was barely using any effort while counterattacking Pearl too, because she was just laying on top of one of those horses on the carousel while using her wand. Plus, she had one of those looks on her face that she wasn't really taking the fight all that seriously. I think the time she used her wand where it showed to be the most powerful was right before Steven turned himself over to Topaz and Aquamarine saying that he was Rose Quartz. Her wand was able to stop the movements of Jamie, Onion, Sadie, Connie, and Alexandrite all at the same time, with again appearing to take little to no effort to do so. I mean, I guess it must not take a whole lot of power to stop just humans, since they're generally weaker than gems by default when it comes to, fighting and such, but there are some exceptions like Connie and now potentially Lars with his new powers. But stopping Alexandrite is what really takes the cake. Alexandrite is the fusion of all the original Crystal Gem members, who was strong enough to defeat Malachite, which is a fusion of Lapis and Jasper, and Lapis was, the former strongest gem we had seen so far in the series at the time that fight went down. A fusion that powerful got frozen completely by one little Aquamarine, who also froze 4 of the humans at the same time. Like I said, Lapis for a while was the strongest gem in the series. She alone took the entire Earth's ocean and took on the entire Crystal Gem team with just water clones. But Aquamarine might be stronger than her. I honestly think she is. Like, if they fought, all Aquamarine has to do is aim in Lapis's general direction, and Lapis would never be able to make a full-on attack towards her. The only way someone could beat Aquamarine is if they were able to, get her wand away from her and catch her by surprise. And I'm assuming her wand has infinite energy, since they never hinted that it could run out of power, so she can just perma-freeze her opponents in their tracks whenever she feels necessary. The only one who was able to briefly give Aquamarine a run for her money was Topaz when she was caught off guard on the ship. This scenario backs up what I just said about having to be able to, properly sneak attack in order to beat Aquamarine. Topaz caught her off guard and pinged her against the wall, so she wasn't able to use her wand, which is her most powerful asset. I still think Aquamarine would win an organized fight against the Topaz fusion, though. The only reason Aquamarine got caught off guard by Topaz in the first place is because Topaz was usually so obedient towards Aquamarine that Aquamarine would have never thought in a million years that Topaz would just betray her out of nowhere like this. Also, listen to the threat that Aquamarine gave to Topaz.
And what do you plan to do after this? Go back to the diamonds? My gem in your hand? I'm sure they'll love that. You'll be rewarded handsomely by being separated and shattered.
This threat means that just poofing an Aquamarine is considered treason to the point where just having her gem poofed can get somebody shattered, which means obviously Aquamarine is a very, very important gem type, if that's the case. Generally, it seems like the mission leaders are usually stronger than the partners. My only example to go off, though, is Peridot and Jasper, where Jasper at the time was stronger than Peridot for sure, even with her limb enhancers. Peridot might be stronger now, though, with her slow mastery over metal, but, maybe I'll discuss that in a later video. I've wanted to make this video for a while, but I wanted to wait until Wanted was over so I could see more of the Diamond's uses of their powers, so I can compare their powers to Aquamarine to get a general idea of where Aquamarine falls in the gem hierarchy in terms of strength. We still don't know the full extent of the Diamond's powers, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be focusing on the powers Yellow and Blue displayed during the trial episode, and still assume White Diamond is the strongest one since we have yet to see her make an on-screen appearance, since I believe the Crewniverse is treating her like a final villain of sorts for the series. First, let's look at Yellow Diamond. She has tremendous physical strength as she was able to poof the blue Zircon with just one finger as if she was squishing a bug she found inside her house. And when she poofed the green Zircon, she emanated yellow electric energy from her body and blasted Zircon with it, which caused her to poof as well. This power seems to have the same effects as a gem destabilizer. If you look at the green Zircon's body as she was hit by this yellow blast, it looks just like Garnet's body did when Jasper used the gem destabilizer on her back in Season 1.
Private gem destabilizer.
So if this is her main power, it doesn't seem that strong when compared to Aquamarine's wand, to be honest. It's pretty much a long-ranged attack that can poof a gem. If this power could shatter somebody, you know, that'd be a different story. But I think if it did have the power to shatter another gem, she would have used it on the blue Zircon for making such a bold accusation against a diamond, rather than just poofing her. Now, Blue Diamond's powers seem to affect the mind rather than the body like Yellow's do. She gives off sort of an emotional wavelength that can make others around her feel sad. When this power was activated, she made everyone in the courtroom cry except for Lars. This could mean her power only works on creatures with gems as part of their bodies, but Lars had a green bubble around his head while the emotional wavelength went off, so maybe that was the reason it didn't work on him. This power seems like it could be fairly useful though, depending on what degree of emotion Blue Diamond is feeling. I feel like the stronger of whatever emotion she is feeling, the more effective her power could be. It could really mess with the opponent's head. So after looking at the powers of, Blue and Yellow, their main powers it seems like, I don't think their powers are that much better than Aquamarine's, specifically Yellow's. If all her electricity powers can do is poof a gem, then Aquamarine's wand seems more useful to me. Like I said, we still don't know if these are their only unique powers given to both Yellow and Blue, or if the powers they use to each of their fullest potential, so I guess we'll see. A couple more things I want to add though. Back in the episode I Am My Mom, when Steven mentioned Topaz and Aquamarine, Pearl reacted very shocked and implied both of them were a big deal and Yellow and Blue must have sent them personally. And later in the same episode, Aquamarine was on a tangent and she said, it was the burden of being the best.
If I never get sent on another mission to Earth, it'll be too soon. What an ordeal. But the diamonds needed me. That's the burden of being the best.
After looking at her powers and comparing them to the other strongest characters in the show, I think I came to the conclusion she might be one of the strongest, if not the strongest type of gem in Blue Diamond's court. Her weapon just seems so ridiculous compared to the other powers of her own diamond. Like, not to mention she referred to herself as the best. Maybe she was just gassing herself a little bit, being cocky with completing the Earth mission. But she could also be referring to the overall gem order and, Blue Diamond's court, saying she really is the best. Like I said, she very well might be the best type of gem under Blue Diamond. The Aquamarine gem might be the best gem under Blue Diamond's court. I honestly wouldn't put it past her, man. Her weapon is just so OP, it's actually insane. I just want to take a quick minute to thank you guys so much for the support over the past few weeks. This May has been one of the best months I've ever had in all my years of YouTube. We hit 6,000 subscribers just over a week ago, and we're already at around 6.7k, closing in on 7k. My goal for the channel is to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, and it would be a dream come true if we can all do that. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.